Hi, welcome to the Brocade Campus Feature Explainer Series. I'm Terry Henry. Today we're going to have a look at Ospf Ignore and the uses for Ospf Ignore. So let's say you have a circumstance where you have a multi-netted interface. So Ospf Ignore is really only relative to multi-net. So you have an interface with multiple subnets on it. And some of those subnets you don't want to advertise, but some or most you do. So let's say in this particular circumstance, I have this interface 133 on this router with multiple subnets on 11, 12, 13, 14, all /24s, and then I have a 1.1.1.1/30, which is maybe my point-to-point network, right? And so I don't want to advertise this into OSPF or inject it into the rest of the OSPF domain, but the rest of them I do. So how do we do that? Let's have a look. So first things, if we look at the configuration, I have my interface already set up with all the multi-net interfaces on it, right? So I've got the 1.1.1.1/30, and then I've got all of the rest of these. So 11, 12, 13, 14, right? And then I have it in IPOSPF area 0. So if I hop over to router 2 and look at his routing table, show IP route shows me here's all my routes that I've learned from OSPF. So here's my 11, my 12, my 13, my 14, and then here's that 1.1.1.0/30 that I don't want to learn, right? So what I want to do is I want to keep learning all the rest of these and injecting all the rest of these into OSPF, but this guy I want to keep private. Maybe it's a management IP, maybe it's just a peer-to-peer address, whatever the case. For some reason, I don't want to inject that into OSPF. So how I would do that is with the Ospf Ignore command. And so we'll go to config T, go into that interface E 1/3/3. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this IP address, this 1.1.1.1/30. So I'm going to remove that. Okay. So I'm going to know that. And then I'm going to put that back in, actually. But I'm going to put it in with an Ospf Ignore command at the end. Right, so at the end here, we can do an OSPF passive, but in this case, we're interested in an Ospf-Ignore. So configuration's the same, right? We still have all of our other subnets here. This is still up and running. This is still a valid IP address. However, it's telling it to ignore it from an OSPF perspective or not inject that one into OSPF. So now if we hop back over to router 2, look at my routing table again. Now, where at the top here we had this 1.1.1.0/30, that is now gone. So it is no longer being advertised into OSPF, but all the rest of them still are. So that achieves our objective, and yep, easy enough. So that's it, and thanks for joining. Take care.